I'm going to describe something else about the Bible, which I've also noted too. And I started realizing that it depends on the view of how you look at the world. The way of which you look at the world is exactly the way of which you're going to be looking at that book. And from the interest of which I've understood it, is that whenever it comes to introspection or meditation upon, the word and all that, and the fact that it brings about already different points of meanings in which can be brought into one's life, that's pretty much meditation whenever you're just letting it reveal to you what you need to know. And it's pretty interesting stuff that it can, when you zoom out of it, all right? Now, this is only done whenever you're relaxed or in a meditative state of what the fuck they call it, okay? So basically, whenever you're not focused on any particular subject, but you're expanded outwards and just in the present moment, then suddenly you'll begin to have revelations of things of which you didn't know was there. But here's the thing is that your revelations are going to be different from another's revelations. Because whenever it concerns you, those revelations are meant for you. And whenever it concerns their revelations are meant for them. Now, whenever it comes to the body of which is described of Christ, the whole point is that there's individuals. But I've noticed that people are aligning themselves to the one idea of which they all have to be around whenever it concerns the moral fabric in which everybody follows. It's like, it's not a simple fucking plain Jane if that's the case. Because whenever it concerns man's laws, there's always going to be circumstances in life which fucking makes those laws not stand. So what I'm saying is that there's going to be always a gray area in which you struggle making a decision because you don't know what's morally right or wrong. Like for instance, whenever you go off to war and you are faced with the idea of killing somebody, you don't know how to handle that until you face it. You're already facing the gray line of, all right, how's this right? How's this wrong? You already start to face the ambiguities of what exists and what is. And that's the thing is that whenever it comes to this idea of right and wrong, it's like, well, whenever it comes to circumstances, trust me, they have a way of, fucking up your terminology of what right and wrong is. Now, granted, it's up to you. That's the hardest choice. That's the hardest part of it is choosing between the ambiguities of what is right. And I'm just further fucking, pointing out the shit. But that was something interesting of which I also wanted to bring up as well. Just leaning into that different motion. That whenever it concerns truth, we should be focusing on what is. If we're focusing on what is, then we're actually focusing on God. Whenever it concerns everything that's done, everything that's both right and wrong. And it involves every link of information, no matter if it's even lies. You still got to go through lies in order to find the ground of which sits truth, because for every truth there's a lie. All right. So whenever it comes to truth, there's going to be lies that are built on top of it, and once you got to go through the horse shit to discover the truth. So whenever it comes to that due motion, that's also an interesting way of looking at it as well, is that you still got to consider the deceits thereof of which are present. And not only by what's around you, but by yourself. Whenever it comes to what you heed and your day-to-day life of what you believe, it's like people are afraid to face what they believe. Because whenever it comes to questions and you don't question to the brink of nothing, then you won't understand it. You got to question until there's nothing. And then you're going to be left with the test of facing that fucking test of, okay, what do I do with nothing? What do I do with nothing? Where can I build from this? There's no reason for me to do. It's like already I can pinpoint that it's actually the soil in which you plant your fucking seed. I think that's the real thing of which the Bible was bringing up. And I love bringing up the Bible, in which for some reason, I'm a weird motherfucker, okay? So whenever it comes to this, I do have differences in how I fucking just entertain shit. It's like, yes, I entertain my demons, but I do entertain the Bible too. I just figured it fucking made sense. But other than that, what else? But that's pretty much just what the fuck I'm saying. Now I forgot the rest of the topics, but I think this is suitable.